Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This video is dedicated to some of my subscribers who requested me to make a video that would help them to identify or recognize the correct multiple choice option of English language paper 1. So here mostly I will try to provide you some of the tricks or clues that would help you to select the correct option. So let's begin. So first we will try to analyze the sentence that begins with no sooner than. So remember, first of all, no sooner has to be followed by than. So here is the sentence: we clap as soon as the chief guest arrived. So here begin the sentence with no sooner. So here are the options. Option A, no sooner the chief guest arrived, we clapped. No sooner did the chief guest arrived when we clapped. No sooner did the chief guest arrived than we clapped. So if you see the sentence properly, then first of all you have to find out no sooner and than has to be written somewhere else. So let's see the first sentence. No sooner the chief guest arrived, we clapped. So here thine is not there. So this sentence is not correct. Second one, no sooner did the chief guest arrived when we clapped. So we don't use when whenever the sentence begin with no sooner. As well as option B, here did has to be followed by first form of the verb, but it is second form of the verb, arrived. So option B also is not correct. Let's see the option C. Here option C, no sooner did the chief guest arrive than we clapped. Or it could be no sooner had the chief guest arrived than we clapped. So first of all you have to see this particular sentence is in which tense. If it is in present tense, then the correct option should also follow the same tense. And you have to, secondly, you have to find out the sentence that has the no sooner followed by than, and you have to see the correct tenses of these sentences. So here option C is correct. No sooner did the chief guest arrive than we clapped, or no sooner had the chief guest arrived than we clapped. Next we'll see hardly when. So this hardly had to be followed by the word when. So you have to look for this when as well as, so you have to look for the correct tenses of the given sentences. So let's see the example. He had only just arrived at the station when there was a terrible explosion. So you have to begin the sentence with hardly. So let's try to see the sentences. Hardly had he arrived at the station when there was a terrible explosion. Option B, hardly he arrived at the station when there was a terrible explosion. Hardly he had arrived at the station than there was a terrible explosion. So if you see in option C, there is a than is there. So this will not followed by the hardly. So this sentence will be wrong. Second one, option B, hardly he arrived at the station when there was a terrible explosion. So here hardly he arrived, but then here sentence is in past perfect tense. Had only just arrived, but then here had is not there. So this sentence also not correct. Whereas option A, hardly had he arrived at the station when there was a terrible explosion. So this option is correct. Why? Because it has the correct form of the verb, past perfect tense, as well as when is there. So option A is correct. So this way you have to try to find out the correct option. Let's see the second example. As soon as we reached the station, the train left. So here begin with we hardly had. So here we hardly had reached for the station when the train left. Option A, here we hardly had reached for the station. So here not for the station, because here there is no for the station. So this option is not correct. Second one, we hardly had reached the station when the train left. Here helping verb had is there. After had supposed to be third form of the verb. So supposed to be reached. So here this sentence is not correct. Grammatically it is wrong. So option C, we hardly had reached the station when the train left. So option C is correct. Here had reached it there, as well as here when is there. So option C is correct. Next, let's try to see the not only but also. So let's see in the sentence. Besides being hardworking, he is intelligent. Use not only but also. So here he is not only hardworking but also he is intelligent. So here only one person is there, but then here two subjects are mentioned, here also and here also. So in this way this option is not correct. Second one, he is not only as hardworking but also intelligent. So here use as. So this option also is not correct. He is not only hardworking but also intelligent. So this option C is correct. Let's see the second question. Besides making a promise, he kept it. Here again you have to use not only but also. So let's try to see. He not only kept a promise but also made it. So here this option is wrong. He not only promised but also kept it. Option C, he not only made a promise but also kept it. So here option C is correct. Option B, other words are missing. And here he not only kept it. So here make is not there. This sentence, the given verb is missing here. Next, rather than. So again you have to find out rather than, somewhere in the sentence there should be than. So let's see in the example. Rani prefers reading a book to watching a movie. So here Rani would rather. So here Rani would rather read a book than watching a movie. So here than watching we do not say. So this one is not correct. Second one, Rani would rather read a book than watch a movie. So this option is correct, option B, because the sentence is correct. Here rather is also there, as well as than is there, followed by the correct form of the verb. Rani would rather prefer to read a book to watch a movie. This sentence is not correct. Next one, 2. So here you have to see 2 and the other side also 2 should be there. So let's see in the example. The hole is so small that all cannot be accommodated. So here you have to use 2. So let's try to see in the sentence. The hole is too small to be accommodate all. So this is used correctly, but then this side is wrong. If you use B, then this side you have to use the second form, the third form of the verb, accommodate supposed to be. Option B, the hole was too small to be accommodate all. So here this is a present tense, but then in this sentence it is used in a past tense. Was is there. So this sentence also is not correct. Option C, the whole is too small to be accommodate all. So here option C is correct. 2, 2, and here the correct form of the verb is given.